Hello demons, it's me, your girl, your Casey. How you doing? So I am in the midst of another panic crisis attack life string because college started again and I went ahead and planned out my entire week of homework and my brain is still like, Casey, why don't you also commit to doing 2 videos a week? And then I said, I hate you brain, but yeah, let's do it. Because I really do want to get the 2 videos a week, but I feel like I need to put some training wheels on it, as we say here in the Bad-Metaphor-Seclusion of My Room. So I'm feeling like I'm going to start posting Fridays, like new videos, and also do Tag Tuesdays, just to, you know, make it fun. And also, hopefully, if this comes up in September, there'll be a little something planned in October where I'm going to have to definitely vlog and film twice a week. And I'm like semi-nervous for it, but also like I'm doing it. Like I've waited 2 years, it's time to commit. So we're gonna try out this new 2 videos a week thing with some tags. And I saw this one on Jessie the Reader's channel, but the original video was on Zoe's All Booked. I will link both of the channels down below, but you probably don't need me to link Jessie the Reader. Everyone knows him. This is the Nope Trope book tag, and I did a video about the book tropes I like and the ones I don't like a long time ago. Not really that long, like 2 months ago. But this one is all about the tropes Zoe in particular hates. And so we're gonna like get into some juicy, salty rants, I do believe. There are 6 questions, each one representing one of the more infamous tropes of high intense dislikability. And let's get on with the first one. And I'm looking at the questions right there. Excuse me for pointing at you. First question, eavesdropping with miscommunication. Name a book you heard great things about and expected to love but ended up hating. This one. This stupid book. Kafka on the Shore by Haruki Murakami. I dislike a lot of books, but I have never gone so far in my dislike to openly admit to hating it. And it started off so beautifully. It was about this 15-year-old boy, all of it set in Japan. This boy's name is Kafka. He hates his home life. His dad is psycho, and he's known since he was a little kid that he's going to have to run away from home one day. He has this demon shadow alter ego thing named Crow that follows him around and like encourages him to do it, but to also like toughen up because he's not going to be able to make it in the real world. And that's usually my jam. So Kafka goes out on this adventure. He meets girls. He goes to stay at this library and work there for like living and rent. We meet this awesome, sweet old guy, Nakata, and I loved him so much. But then we got to the Johnny Walker scene, horrendously bloody, which I loved. But then everything went downhill from there. This book is that magical realism I hate. I love it when crazy things just happen and you don't know why it's happening, but by the end of the book, you know. This was literally the author spitting whatever he wanted all over the pages and not even bothering to connect the dots. No. And I've seen so many people, read so many reviews. Oh, just imagine it as a metaphor. A metaphor for what? It's for whatever you want. If it's for whatever I want, then it's for everything. And by that definition, it means nothing. If it's spread so thin, anything could be applied to it. I think it's a waste of ink. And let's also not forget the fact that we have a 15-year-old boy who is so convinced this 50-year-old woman is his mother and decides to... I hate this. I know I'm never going to read another Haruki Murakami book again, because I don't trust him. He writes pretty, though. But does he write anything that makes sense? No. Number 2, love triangles. Name a series where you can't pick your favorite book. That is really hard, because every time I think of a series, I already know which one I like the most. Inheritance Cycle, Eldest, Dark Shade of Magic series, The Conjuring of Light. Okay, this one's going to be like a cheating answer. Okay, there's this series. It's called Left Behind. It was made into a good enough movie back in the day, good enough sequel, then an awful 3rd movie. Then it was like remade with Nicolas Cage into a very bad movie. This is basically a Christian series where boom, rapture happens, most of the population is gone, and everyone else on Earth is just trying to figure out what the heck just happened, and also trying to survive. And then the Antichrist rises into power, and it's awesome. It's basically the Christian version of Game of Thrones, and I love it. And I read this series twice, and the reason I can't pick which book I love is because there's 16 books, 12 main series books, 3 prologues, prequels, and 1 epilogue. That's what it's called. I was about to call it an epilude, but I don't think that's a word. So not only can I not pick a favorite book, because there's just so many, But also, I read these series so fast, they all kind of combined into one mega book, and I can't pick any detail and know which book it's from. Like, it's all, I remember everything that happened, but I don't know which book was which. And every time I finish this series, there's a character I know whose name is David, and I know I love David with all my heart, but I can never remember a single thing he did at the end of the series. But by the time I open the series for a reread, I remember like that. So I need to go back and reread it so I can remember why I love David so much. I know he works with computers, but that's it. Number 3, not like other girls, didn't know I'm beautiful trope. Name a book that has a pretty cover, but was boring as all heck. Super easy one to pick. Priory of the Orange Tree. That cover, the dragon, the colors, the art style, it's just gorgeous. And the world building was great, really good. Like, whenever we go to a town or a country, you can tell by the customs, the way that they're dressed, the people themselves, where you're at, everything's different. You can feel yourself there. It had a beautiful writing style. But aside from the 4 characters, only 2 of them being likable, the other one being a cranky old man who just like watched the events, the other one being so full of potential, like basically a dragon rider, but she just moped all the time, and because we were in this other girl's perspective most of the time, and she was the main character, the dragon rider got like shoved off to the side. So even though we spent like days just watching the main character fold sheets and all that, the girl who had like the dragon train just got rushed. So not only was it bad character-wise, it was just a really basic storyline. Like, oh, big bad dragon, prophecy foretells it will come back on this day. Oh, there'll be a chosen one. There's some Inuyasha mess in all this, too. I love Inuyasha. And the ending just sorts out bleh. I think I gave it a 2. Don't really remember it, don't really miss it. Number 4, all-consuming love. Name a book that gave you a book hangover. I'm not going to do Eldest again, even though that was the biggest book hangover of all hangovers. So, you know hangovers, they usually are awful. You feel sick, you're woozy. We're gonna follow that definition. The book, I just felt like done with this kind of hangover. Wanted to like expunge it from my system, just bleh, whatever I had read. So we're gonna do Please Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock. This book. It's about this kid, Leonard. He has decided he's gonna kill his best friend, former best friend, then he's gonna kill himself. But before that, he's gotta give certain presents to certain people before he dies. So, is this a massive revenge spree? No, it's literally, here you go. Here's a present. Oh, woe is me. Here's a present. Woe is me. Here's a present. Yeah, I'm a freak. Present. Yeah. So boring. I don't even know why it was called Please Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock. No one was forgiven. I don't forgive Leonard Peacock for being a sack of trash, basically. And the ending was the most unsatisfying thing in the world. Like, there are endings that wrap up nicely, others that end with mystery, others that end, unhappily, and that's good. Other endings that just kind of tumbleweed into the dirt, losing momentum. This one just kind of made the whole book itself pointless because nothing changed. And with John Green books, where like, sometimes nothing is resolved, because that's real life, that works. But for this one where nothing is resolved, that just means our boy Leonard is gonna go off try to murder someone else again one day. Like, he's not okay. This kid needs help, bucket full of medication, straitjacket, and some manners. Number 5, Awful Boyfriend, which would be Leonard Peacock. But name a book that took you a while to get into, but you ended up loving. Usually I start off loving it and then I loathe it. I don't know which one to answer for this one, because the beginnings are usually my favorite parts of the story. So I'm usually really hooked. I'm trying to think of one. Okay, I see one. Back to Magical Realism. I've only read one other book besides Kafka on the Shore, and that'll be The Ocean at the End of the Lane. It was intriguing. It wasn't too crazy. Still didn't tie up nicely by the end of it, but the ending with the monster this little boy was up against, that got me. Like, the danger. Kafka on the Shore was like illusionary danger, hormones. This one in Ocean at the End of the Lane was real and tangible. Like, you knew it was real. In Kafka, you were questioning everything, because it's a metaphor. But during Ocean at the End of the Lane, I'm just like bobbing my head along in the beginning, like, oh yeah, that, sure, I don't understand what's happening, but it's still interesting. But then like at the ending, I'm like, whoa, okay, ooh. Now I like remember the scene where they step into the ocean at the end of the lane. It was like so magical. Like, I could like just like close your eyes and imagine yourself falling in the calm, deep waters, and just imagine that sense of silence that just like engulfs you. That little thrum that fills up your ears. Like I could feel that. I could see what they were seeing. It was very well done. I need to read more Neil Gaiman, I think. And the last question is simply to tell you my least and best tropes, but I've already made a video on that, so I'm just gonna link it down below in the description if you guys want to go rewatch or see that video again. If you haven't seen it before anyways, go watch it, because I'm quite hilarious as always in it. Very overdramatic, as it should be. Thank you guys so much for joining me for what I hope is a Tag Tuesday. It's gonna be a weird switch. Like, I feel somewhat bad, which is dumb, because I always uploaded videos on Monday, and it feels like I'm pulling off tape. Bad metaphor land, like I said, like just rearranging my whole schedule. But I know I'll be really happy with this change, because I want to do more. And this will be a good start, I feel. I'm kind of hoping to be starting authortube, at least by October, yes. And how I want to incorporate that with booktube is just to have a book video week and also do a writing vlog too. So this is good practice for filming 2 videos. But thank you guys anyways, and tell me the trope that particularly rankles you. Resurrection of loved ones really bothers me, but resurrecting villains is my bread and butter. Stay reading, my friends.